back here at beautiful Memorial
Now
Stadium.
let's
There you
meet
see
the
a
starting defensive
sellout
lineup
crowd
for the Red
settling in
Hawks
here.
of
Todd, get
Naperville
me for this
Central.
DuPage Valley Conference
At nose
opener
guard,
for
number
both of these
57,
two
junior
schools.
Jim Yocker.
Naperville Central
Defensive tackle, number 64,
won the toss,
senior
Todd, but they have
Lee
elected to
Smentek.
kick off. They will
Defensive
kick
tackle,
with,
number 73,
I'd say, about
senior
a 10 to
Mike
12
Malone.
mile an hour wind
Outside
here.
linebacker,
Naperville
number
North
34,
will have the ball
senior
first. And
Jason
maybe
Noda.
Coach Joe Bundy is
Outside
saying, Todd, I've
linebacker,
got a
number
young
2,
offensive
senior
team.
Charles
Let's put our
Barrett.
defense out there first.
Inside linebacker,
Well, both of
number
these squads
51,
are heavy
junior Dan Cox.
on with their
Inside
lineup on the
linebacker, number
offensive
21,
side with the
senior
seniors.
Sean Kopech.
The Red Hawks have 9 seniors. Kind of a
Quarterback, number
testimony
47,
to last
senior
year's
Chuck
two teams,
Bernoni.
Mark. There are a lot of seniors going to be out on the field when the Red Hawk defense and the Husky offense is out there. That's the strength of Coach Bungie is his defense. Again, we mentioned in the pregame 4 interceptions by 4 different folks in the past couple of weeks. So I'm sure he wants to put them out there, get them, get them with the win, get the game started, and get the offense kind of settled down because he doesn't have as much experience on that offensive side. He's only got 3 seniors starting on the offensive end.
We'll set the Husky offense for you right now. You mentioned the quarterback, Adam Palmer, a 5'11", 170-pound senior. In his backfield, the 2 Ryans, Kaiser and Fee, both captains on this ball club. Also, Dan Russell, a 5'9" senior running back. The wideouts, Chris Connor and Justin McCarrans. McCarrans, look for him to be a factor here tonight. Up front, Pat Jelinek, John Atwell, and Jeff Plackett, and Brett Duncan and John Peterson. John Peterson, look for him. 6'5", 265-pound junior. He is also a captain on this Husky offense.
Yeah, they look really big as they came walking out for the coin toss, Mark. And again, 10 seniors on that Husky offense going out there. It's quite an amazing feat because, again, both these squads last year were strong. They went down to the quarterfinal game, Central again, all the way down to the state final game down at Hancock Stadium. But, only 1 junior on the Huskies starting offense, and a big guy, 6'3", 230, Brett Doken, number 74. So, again, expect a lot out of this game. You can't really call this a rebuilding year for these guys because they're throwing a lot of seniors out on the field. So, these guys should be ready to play this game. And, again, whoever walks out of here tonight, the loser is going to be in a tough situation in the not only in the DuPage Valley, because they both have to take on Wheaton Warrenville South, the #1 team ranked team in the state, but they've also got some tough schedules. Both teams going on the road the next couple of weeks, Mark.
So we're about ready. Jason Nolda will be kicking it off for Naperville Central, the left-footed kicker. And it looks like that's McCarrans, drops it at the 8. Brings it out across the 15 and hammered at about the 17-yard line. A big stick there defensively. And the Huskies take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, big hit by the starting left corner, Charles Verdone, 5'11", 180-pound senior. Verdone, excuse me. Put a big hit there on Justin McCarran. So looks like he picked up about 10 yards on the return. But again, here he is, and he gets greeted right at about the 17-yard line there by Verdone. And this Red Hawk team's kind of pumped up. Pretty big crowd here tonight, too, Mark. I mean, a beautiful night. Wind's kind of died down, so let's see how these two teams fare.
Chris Connor is over here on the near side. The handoff is to Fee. And a big gain on the first possession for Naperville North. Ryan Fee, the captain. 1st down for the Huskies.
20 yards. 20 yards right off the start.
1st and 10.
Fee just in that misdirection offense that the Huskies work. They've got those 3 backs and they got them moving all over the place. The outside handoff there to Fee. He's hardly touched till he gets in the backfield. He's brought down by Verdone and a couple other, Mike Mamone, who came up trailing.
Fee goes in motion. They hand it off. This is Ryan Kaiser. Kaiser with some room. The 40 to the 30, and he fumbles. Loose ball. Taken by Naperville Central. It's going to be, that's DJ Johnson, I believe, with the fumble recovery time. It'll be 1st and 10, Red Hawks. Tough break for Kaiser after a sweet run.
Yeah, after Kaiser goes about 40-plus yards, he gets the ball popped out of his hand from someone trailing. DJ Johnson did a nice job of scooping up the ball, picking it up, and we're going back the other way after a couple of big plays on the offensive side by the Huskies. Here it is, Kaiser all the way up the gut, and if it wasn't for I think it's number 31 there, sticking his hand in, David Barrett That would have put the Huskies in some pretty fine field position.
So now it's Christian Pearson for the Redhawks.
Joe
As
Chirimbolo,
they
the
go
ball
up the
carrier.
middle, Joe Chirimbolo, a 6'1" junior, get about 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, again with Peterson at
Tackled by
quarterback,
Brian Hahn.
you've got Charambola
A
and
gain of
DJ
6.
Johnson, the man who's going to
2nd
do
and
the
4.
majority of the work probably this
At the
evening for Coach
Naperville
Bungie.
Central, 27.
You've got wide receiver Todd Grotbeck, who's caught a couple of touchdown passes last week, and Ryan Maloney to watch out for on the other end. So we'll set the rest of the offensive line after this play.
It's a gain of 6 on the play. This is Chirimbolo once
Joe
again,
Chirimbolo, the ball
and he will
carrier.
get the first down, I believe, right across that 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Redhawks.
Tackled by
Yeah, he went out
Yaman.
that left side. That's anchored by Brian Berta, Ben Garth. The center is John Walters, T.J. Parrish there.
Gain
There's
of
the
8.
run again.
Good for the Redhawks.
And Brian
First
Oaten
down. 1st and 10.
setting the offense for the
At their own
Redhawks,
34.
excuse me. Huskies got some big guys up front though, Mark. They go about 210 on average.
1st and 10, Naperville Central. I formation. This is Johnson, his first
DJ
carry.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
Pickup of about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Last
Tackled
year,
by
Naperville
Mike
Central,
Szymanski.
Todd, of course, the outstanding year, 13-1, all the way to the state
A gain
finals.
of
And
1.
Naperville
2nd
North,
and 9.
certainly a successful year,
And the
10-2
Redhawks,
a year ago. But
35.
both of these two teams, Todd, really different teams than a year ago.
They are different, but there's a lot of experience out on this field, Mark. Again, when you have that many players that graduate, and you can bring in the juniors who played last year and fill in the spots, it could make for an interesting end of the year in the DVC, because these two teams probably are going to get better as the season goes along.
4 wide outs. The give is to Chirimbolo. Chirimbolo escapes
Chirimbolo,
one
the ball
tackle,
carrier.
but not much. Perhaps back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, Dustin Yarman did a nice job of slowing his
Tackled by
pursuit.
Kaiser.
Kaiser comes up with the final hit. But again, across
Gain
the
of a
front
half a
line
yard.
there for the Huskies,
3rd
you've got
and 8.
Kevin Hill,
From the
Dennis
36.
Chow, and Mike Szymanski, all going nobody under 205, and Hill being the big guy, 92 at 235. Bo Hansen, Dustin Yarman, Brian Hahn, and Tommy Bartolotto, the defensive linebacking crew.
3rd down and 8. Pearson to the air for the first time. He's got plenty of time. Comes out of the pocket to the near side. Tosses it, and the pass incomplete. It'll bring up a
Pearson's pass
4th down
intended for
situation.
Colbert.
Intended for
Incomplete.
Colbert.
Tony Chapetta defending.
Good movement by
4th and
the
8.
quarterback Pearson, and he tried to lead his
At the
receiver
36.
Tolbert, just left him a little bit too long. Fell incomplete the first pass of the evening, so we're going to probably see the first punt. And if I'm not mistaken, that's number 51 back there, Dan
back in
Cobb,
punt formation.
to do the punting for the Redhawks.
Chapetta
McCarron's is
and
back
McCarron
deep,
deep for Naperville
along
North.
with Tony Chapetta. Pretty good punt. McCarron's fair catches it at
McCarron's
Naperville
fair
North's
catches
31-yard
at the
line. So the
32-yard
Husky
line.
offense comes
A
back on the
32-yard
field.
punt.
9
Where
minutes,
Naperville North
5
begins.
seconds to
First
play
and
in
10.
this opening quarter. No score.
Well, I'm sure that's not how Coach Bungie drew it up when he decided to kick off after he won the toss. 2 big plays, one a 20-yard gain by Fee, and the other one about a 45-yarder by Kaiser before the ball was swatted away by the defense, Barrett. So I'm sure he had a little word with the defense of the Redhawks, and let's see how they come out here.
Ryan Fee goes in motion. They give it to Ryan Kaiser on the far
Kaiser the ball
side. He'll
carrier.
pick up about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and call it 6.
Now we've seen these two
Tackled
teams
by
play about
Richard
6 or 7 times,
and
Mark,
Nolda.
and over the past 3 years, and
Gain of
North
6.
has always used this offense,
and
and it's
4.
still tough
At
to
the
defend.
38.
That counters and misdirection play that they run, they just do a fine job of selling it. The offensive linemen do a nice job of opening up those holes, and the quarterback Palmer's just masterful at running it.
That double wing type of offense.
Russell the ball
This
carrier.
time it's Russell, Dan Russell for the first time, Todd. Not much room up the middle there.
Tackled by Smentek
No, it looks like Smentek
and Savela.
and Savela, number 25. Again, the 2 seniors up
No
front
gain.
there. Smentek goes 6'3", 220.
3rd and 4.
The
At
other
the
goes
38.
5'11" and 220, Slevla.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 situation now for the Huskies. Chris Canner comes split wide here to the near side. Fee goes in motion again. It's the handoff to Kaiser. He gets around the
Right
far
to the ball
corner to
carrier.
about the 48-yard line. We'll take another look at it here.
Run out of bounds by
just a
Nova
nice
and Verdoni.
misdirection play. Again, there goes Kaiser off the right side.
A gain of 8. Good for
Picked
the
up that
Naperville North.
first
down.
down with an 8-yard
First
gain.
and 10.
So again, the
At the
Huskies are moving against this
46.
Red Hawk defense. Red Hawks haven't been able to come up with an answer yet in the first 2 possessions. Again, luckily they came up with a turnover.
Chris Conner comes split out here to the near side. Single coverage by DJ Johnson. They look over here. Out of the backfield
Palmer's
is Kaiser.
pass.
I believe
Complete
he's
to Ryan
got
Kaiser.
it at the 48. So
I think that
not much gain there, Tom.
yeah, I think that ball was tipped
Jeff
by
Wyatt's
the
defending.
the big guy, number 2, Charles
two,
Turak,
second and
6'4",
At the
as Palmer
48.
comes out here. I think it looks like he tipped it because the ball direction wobbled a little bit, but Kaiser was quick enough to make a correction and come up with the reception. Enough for about a 2-yard gain, as you said.
2-yard gain, yep. 2nd down and 8 at the 48-yard line. Coming up on the 7-minute mark. No score in this crosstown rival, Naperville North and Naperville Central. Mark Kruger and Todd Kibbe glad to bring you the action here on Jones Intercable. Adam Palmer to the air. Far side, and it is picked off
Palmer's pass
by number
is intercepted by
34,
Jason Nova.
Jason Nolda, a 6'2" senior. So 2 Husky possessions, 2 turnovers here, Todd. We'll take another look at it.
Well, I'm sure Coach McEwen's kind of upset with the way his team's playing here in the early parts of the first quarter. But 2 possessions. Palmer takes about a 5-step drop, plants well, and he just was a little bit to the left of his receiver there, McCarron's. Nolda comes up. It was basically right to him. So, again, the Husky offense can't get on track. A couple of turnovers, and the Redhawks are in good position.
Pearson hands it off to DJ Johnson, escapes a couple
DJ
tackles,
Johnson,
gets
the ball
across
carrier.
to midfield, a pickup of about 8, 2nd down and a couple.
Johnson did a nice
Tackled
job
by
there.
Kaiser.
Kind of made a change in his direction there as he was hitting the line. Kind of made the
Gain of
timing
7.
go off a little bit for the Huskies.
2nd and 3.
Just enough to
from the
pick up about
50-yard line.
7 yards. So he did a fine job. Now the Huskies are moving it. First down, you get 7 yards. That's a pretty nice cut at it.
High formation, Naperville Central. Grotback is split wide here to the near side. 2nd down and 2. They go over here. Complete to Grotback. He'll,
Pearson's pass.
I believe, have the
Complete to
first
Todd
down. He
Grotback.
gets knocked down at about the 47-yard line.
Tackled by
It's going to be close.
Fee and Kaiser.
I think with the spot, I think it's going to be just a
A gain
little
of
bit
3.
short. But that's from our vantage point up here. There's the pass again. Just a nice out to Grotback.
Officials timeout.
Did a
For
nice job to
measurement.
come up with the play, but it was only he was going right for the first down marker. So got a officials timeout here to check for a first down.
Todd, just a reminder that tonight's
Gets the first down.
TV4 Game of the Week
First
is
and 10.
sponsored in part by
At the Naperville
Adamo's
North.
Italian Catering at
48-yard
1550 North Route 59, Unit 5A in the Pebblewood Plaza in Naperville. 778-0325 is the number to call. They offer a wide variety of foods, Todd Kibbe, such as pasta, appetizers, salads, meats, desserts. They also cater corporate events as well. $4.95 per person. Call for details.
We can testify to that. We had a nice pregame meal.
1st and 10, Naperville Central.
Goes
This is
Cherambolo, ball
Cherambolo.
carrier.
Gets across the left tackle there to about the 44-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about
Tackled by
7.
Corinda and
Again,
Vivio.
going off that left side, which appears to be where
Gain
the
of 2.
strength of
Make
the
it 3.
Red Hawk
2nd and 7.
offense lies, or the
At the
offensive line
44.
lies. They're doing a nice job of getting penetration off the ball, but it's tough to move those big guys. Again, Szymanski's 6'3", 205. Chow is 5'9" and 230. And we already talked about Kevin Hill.
Maloney comes over here to the near side. In motion is Grotback. They fake it to Cherambolo and give it to Grotback. It's complete inside the 30.
Pearson's pass.
It'll be a first
Complete to
down
Todd
for
Grotback.
Naperville Central.
Well, Grotbeck was heading toward the end zone had not Ryan Fee been there to take his legs out from underneath him.
But
again,
play
just
action by the quarterback.
Yeah, a nice easy pass. Again, there you see Grotbeck. Just a nice leading pass by Pearson. And again, all the way down to about the 22-yard line. Excuse me. Looks like he might have stepped out of bounds a little bit earlier. He's at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, they spotted at the 29 here. So 1st and 10, Naperville Central. This is Chirimbolo up the middle. Tripped up by number 95, Mike Szymanski.
Tackled by Mike Szymanski.
Under 5 minutes. Opening quarter, no score, North and Central.
Well, he was quick to get in there. Szymanski did a nice job.
At the Husky, 26.
Tripping up Chirimbolo's feet. But again, this has got to be an improvement for Coach Bungie. Again, last week only putting up 13 points against Lincoln Way, a very tough Lincoln Way squad. But to see his offensive unit moving here this first quarter's got to be a pleasant sight for him.
2nd down and 7. Pearson, one-step drop. It's complete. Over here to the near side to Tolbert.
Covered up by Ryan
Wrapped
Fee.
up by Ryan Fee. Not much of a gain there. Maybe about
A
3
gain
or
of 4.
4 on the play.
You know what this is what they're trying to do here, Mark, is they're setting up the Huskies
22.
defensively right now. They're going to hit those little out patterns all day long, and then just when they think they've got it covered, they're going to turn them up, head them toward the end zone. It probably will come into play a little bit later in the ball game, but that's what Pearson's doing now, is just getting those completions, getting into a rhythm, and the receivers will turn it up when they need to.
Pearson didn't like what he saw on the Husky defensive line, so he will call a timeout. Naperville Central will call a timeout, and we'll take one as well here. 3:47 left to go here in the opening quarter. No score at Memorial Stadium. We'll be
on
back.
sale throughout the stadium. Buy a ticket and split the pot.
Tonight's TV4 game.
3rd down and 3 here after the timeout. Naperville Central from the 22-yard line. Chirimbolo is the lone setback for the Redhawks.
Look for him to.
They give it to Joe, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage. A nice play by Brian Hahn, who came up from his linebacking spot.
There's a flag
Got
on the play.
first flag of the game, though, Mark. So that was a huge play. 3rd and 3. We'll have to wait for the indication.
Penalty,
Holding against the Redhawks. So I'd say you back them up here if you're Coach McEwen. Not knowing the kicking game and how well the Redhawks kicking unit is. Say you take that penalty, which is what they're going to do. Drop them back to about the 31-yard line.
The holding penalty.
So instead of 3rd and 3, it'll be about 3rd and 13.
From the Husky, 31.
As you mentioned, from the 31, and the sophomore game played earlier tonight, Todd, was won by the Huskies of Naperville North, 13-6. Good ball game on the sophomore level. Expecting just as exciting of a game here on the varsity level.
Well, you know we'll get it every time we show up at one of these two schools, and this is always just a fantastic rivalry.
3rd and 13 for Central. 3 wideouts. Pearson, plenty of time over here to the near side, and it is incomplete.
Intended for Brian Owens.
Brian Owens
Incomplete.
was the intended
defending.
receiver. They'll bring up a 4th down situation.
4th and 12 from the 31.
31, you add about 17 yards. That's going to be about a 47, 48-yard kick.
Well, Nolda's going to try it. He was hitting him from about, well, he was about 5 yards closer, but he was kicking into the wind, practicing before the game, Todd. So he's got some wind to his back.
He's got
holding his Christian Pearson.
Yeah, you got the wind. You might as well let your guy give it a shot. That's why you do that.
And it's going to fall way short.
The kick is no good.
So the
It rolls in the end zone for a
47-yard
touchback,
field goal
where
is
Naperville
no
North will
good.
begin 1st and 10
And
at their
Naperville
own
North
20-yard line.
will begin their offense from the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, with 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to play. And tied in that drive, the big penalty, the holding penalty for the Redhawks.
Well, you certainly have a different call when you have a 3rd and 3 as opposed to a 3rd and 13. And Peterson tried to hit his man Owens on the right side, but the ball was thrown in just a little too hard for Owens. And again, falling incomplete. Nolde did a nice job to give it a shot, but that's a pretty long kick in anybody's book, 48 yards.
Adam Palmer. And the ball is loose. And Palmer's going to fall on it at the 15.
Adam Palmer recovers the Husky fumble.
I believe they gave it to Dan Russell, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the third
15-yard line.
fumble, or third, turnover in this first quarter, Mark. And again, I can't even tell who the ball went to, but Palmer was wise enough to keep his head up, saw that it was down on the ground, and picked up the recovery. So a loss of 5 yards. Three miscues here, if you will, in this first quarter for the Huskies. And I guess if you're Coach McEwen, things can only get better, right?
You would think. Second down and 15 from the 15. Palmer looking to the air across the middle. He's got Ryan Kaiser. Kaiser gets across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. So they got some of it back. Gain of 7 on the play.
And Nolde did a nice job of not falling for the fake. He followed Kaiser all the way across the field and just came up with a nice stick, leaving them with a third and about 8 yards to go. But again, kind of surprising. We talked about how the Huskies forced 3 turnovers in the first half last week, and now here they've already got 3 in the first quarter in this game.
Under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Palmer to the air again, heavy pressure, looking for a holding call. Palmer airs it out, and it's way overthrown.
Hey, now I can make that call, Mark.
I don't know, do you see a flag? I don't see a flag. We can maybe take another look at it here. I thought that was
I didn't see a flag, and
holding call.
The official was right there, Mark. So apparently the offensive lineman did just a fantastic job of disguising it enough so that he didn't get called. But when I think it was Jason Nolde, again, number 34, when he came up, the left side of his shoulder pad was exposed as somebody had pretty much pulled it right off. But they got away with one there.
Dan Russell will punt it away for Naperville North from his own 10-yard line. Minute 31 to go, opening quarter. Near block. They'll let it roll. And the ball will stop at about the 34-yard line for Naperville Central. Redhawks take over. First and 10 with 1:15 to play, first quarter.
Well, Nathan Davis thought he had that one. Might have lost it in this sky, but kind of bailed out at the last moment. Luckily, he didn't get hit by the ball, and it had a Husky bounce, so it did go all the way down to about the 34-yard line.
So Christian Pearson will lead Naperville Central's offense here. Grotbeck comes in motion over here to the near side. Now he'll go to the other side. Pearson gives it to Chirimbolo.
Chirimbolo the ball carrier.
Chirimbolo gets about a yard up the middle. Inside, not much working up the middle for Naperville Central.
No, they had a couple of opportunities early where they went off that left side and picked up 7-8 yards on a first down. But as of late, it's kind of tightened up.
Second and 9.
The Husky defense on that right side is doing a nice job of getting the penetration, getting in there. And they're not getting the explosion from the Red Hawk offensive linemen as they were early on in the first part of this first quarter.
Grotbeck and Owens are your wideouts for Central. Play action. Pearson under some pressure, gets flushed out here to the near side. We'll let it go. And he gets hit back at the 30-yard line. I believe that was number 42, Brian Hahn.
Brian Hahn.
Tremendous pursuit.
Yeah, he did a nice job of following Pearson, all the way across.
Third and 14.
But that's a testament to the coverage back by the Husky defensive backfield. All seniors back there: Chipetta Benson, Fee, Cosentino, Kaiser. They've got 5. They've got their nickel package in. Did a nice job of giving Pearson nowhere to go.
So that's the end of the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium on the campus of Naperville Central High School. It's the visiting Huskies of Naperville North nothing and the Redhawks of Naperville Central nothing. Todd and I will be back here to Naperville Central for second quarter action
The Red
right
Hawks
after this
return to
timeout.
action 1 week from tonight.
Todd Kibbe, first quarter, the story, the Naperville North with those 3 turnovers. Central recovered 2 of them, but some mistakes by that Husky offense.
Yeah, and again, you wouldn't expect it from that Husky offense where there are 10 seniors, and the only non-senior is a junior who's on the line.
3rd and 14 here. Pearson to the air on the far side. That's brought back.
Pearson's pass.
He's knocked out of bounds by Ryan Fee.
Pushed out of bounds by Fee.
Just a little short of that first down marker, Mark.
A
Again,
gain of 11. Makes it 4th and 3 at the Red Hawk 42.
Red Hawks are going to have to go back to punt, and Kopp is going to go back for his 2nd punt of the evening. Beautiful night. A little bit different than the last time we were here.
Back in punt formation.
Back in mid-November, I think, of 1995. And
for Naperville North.
it was raining, and then snowed, and then froze.
Oh, they fake it. This is Grotbeck. And they're going to have a first down and more inside the 35. He's gone. Todd Grotbeck.
57 yards.
For Naperville Central, 57-yard touchdown run by Todd Grotbeck on the fake. And I'll tell you what, Todd, we didn't expect that up there in the booth.
No, we certainly didn't, but that's the perfect place on the field where you want to do it. You can't do it any further back in your own territory, but about the 46-yard line, Grotbeck got the short snap and just did a phenomenal job. Nobody on the Huskies was there to even think about it. Then he broke it off to the left, and he was gone. Everybody, the pursuit was already on the right side, and he was in for 6.
So Jason Nolda in for the extra point attempt, and it is good. So Naperville Central pulling out some tricks on this Friday the 13th. We'll take a timeout here. 11 minutes, 43 seconds left to play in the first half. Naperville Central 7, Naperville North nothing. We're back right after this. Jason Nolda kicking off for Naperville Central. Justin McCarrans from his own 4. He gets across the 20. He's got some room. 30 out. Oh, a saving tackle at the 42. A 37-yard return for Justin McCarrans. Good field position for the Huskies. Jason Nolda with a touchdown saving tackle there, Todd.
Well, I guess both of these teams really didn't care that much about the first quarter. Things have certainly livened up here. Grotbeck and his 56-yard TD run off the fake punt, and now McCarrans with about a 37-yard return on the ensuing kickoff. So, that first quarter, they're going to forget that. And we're going to see some exciting play here now.
Yeah, that was the kicker, Nolda, with that tackle at the 42. 1st and 10 now for Adam Palmer and the Naperville North Huskies, trailing 7-0 here. Opening moments of the second quarter. Palmer to the air, over here to the near side, complete to McCarrans, and unfortunately for Justin, he had his knees on the ground.
Well, he fell down. Yeah. He was on the ground, Mark. Regained composure as he knew the ball was coming right to him. He had enough composure to get back up basically on his knees. Here it is. You can't see it there, but he was already down, slipped, and then regained his balance, caught the ball, and lucky for DJ Johnson because that play had a long run written all over it after that catch.
Pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. The inside handoff
goes
to Ryan Fee. Inside the 40 to the 30. Still going. 25-yard line. Finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ryan Fee with a huge run. 32-yard run for Fee.
Again, just an amazing run there by Fee. And once he got into open territory, he should have had some help there from Connor. Connor did help and knocked a couple of Red Hawks around, picked up another 6 to 8 yards. But huge plays by the Huskies, and the Red Hawks have to come up with some answer to this offensive onslaught that the Huskies are laying out.
10. They pitch it to Kaiser.
Kaiser, the ball carrier.
Kaiser gets to about the 17-yard line.
A gain of 3.
Pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
At the Red Hawks 16.
Well, they held him on that one. But again, going back to the previous play, Fee with a 2-yard run. He's having a pretty big night. Actually, offensively on the ground, the Huskies have got to be having a very good night the way they've been moving the ball, but they haven't been able to come up with any points yet.
Coming in motion is Kaiser. The inside hand off his feet, untouched. Now finally he gets wrapped up at the 5, but he takes it in for the score.
Carries the ball 16
Todd Ryan
yards.
Fee through the line was untouched.
Touchdown.
Again, it's that misdirection, and it was the first fake handoff to the back going out, and Fee just comes up right up the gut, right off the 2-hole on the right side between the guard and the center. Nobody was there, and as you said, Mark, untouched until he got to about the 5-yard line. Then he had the momentum to send him into the end zone. There it is, right up the gut. And when your defensive backs are the first people to touch the running back, you're in a lot of trouble.
So in for the extra point attempt is Palmer.
The
and the extra point is good. So Naperville North answers the call to Naperville Central's score.
Central 7.
With 9 minutes and 57 seconds left to play in the first half. We're all knotted up at 7. Back at Memorial Stadium. Back here at Naperville Central High School, Adam Palmer kicked the ball out of bounds for Naperville North. Coming into tonight's ballgame, Naperville North ranked in the top 20. According to the Chicago Tribune, Naperville Central not ranked at all.
Procedure penalty.
Oh, look at this.
Going out of bounds.
Whoever wins this game is going to continue to be ranked. And both, one team's going to be, as we said earlier, is going to be in a real tough spot, Mark, going into the DVC at 1 and 2 after this game.
Well, there's a flag on the play. There's a flag down at the 49-yard line of Naperville Central. Let's see what this is all about here. It's against Naperville North.
Wow, 5-yard penalty, so it puts them another. This is close to the best field position they've had. They need to, quit relying on trick plays, Mark, and get their offense kind of on track. Pearson's doing a nice job of hitting his short passes, but again, got to look for these guys, Owens and Talbot, to turn it up and go for something a little bit longer. 1st and 5 now with that Husky penalty, and this is DJ Johnson.
The ball carrier.
No room up the middle there. The big guy, number 95, Mike Szymanski,
no gain.
6'3", 205 junior, was there to wrap him up at the 40.
Yeah, Szymanski and his buddy Kevin Hill there did a nice job of sandwiching DJ Johnson. He's not been able to really get on track tonight. Cherambolo hasn't been doing too well either, so the running game has been a little bit lax. In the first week, Johnson with 12 carries, 88 yards.
Pearson to DJ Johnson again.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
And he'll get about 3 on the play that time. The linebacker, Bo Hansen, was in on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hit.
Tackle by Hansen.
Hansen.
A gain of 4. 3rd and 1.
But again, they got to get this offense on track, and this is going to be key here. They started with good field position, 1st and 5. They've got 3rd and 1 here, Mark. They need to pick up this first down so they can keep it rolling. Defense is probably getting a little bit tired.
And Pearson will take it himself, and he'll get the first down to about the 47. 8:46 to go. First half, we're tied at 7.
Vivio, a gain of 2.
Vivio with the stop.
First down, 1st and 10.
But again, 1st and 10 for the Redhawks.
Central, 46.
They got to keep this drive alive. Again, we're at the 8:46 mark, all knotted up at 7. But again, as I was saying earlier, whoever comes out of this game is going to position themselves well. It's going to be a big boost again to winning this game.
Excuse me, Todd. Nick Tolbert, the wide out here on the near side. They pitch it to Williams. He's got some room across the 40, 30. He's gone. DJ Johnson, touchdown, Naperville Central, no flags.
53 yards, and he just turned that corner and just hit the accelerator, and boom, he was gone, Mark. That was a phenomenal run. I thought the Huskies just had him dead to rights at about the 50-yard line, but he just turned that corner and just went blazing. Look at there's about 4 Huskies right there. None of them can catch up to him, and he is off to the races, my friend. Nothing but TD City right there. DJ Johnson with a beautiful run.
So Naperville Central strikes back, and they now lead it. Pearson on the hold. Nolda's extra point attempt is good. So with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left to play, Naperville Central retakes the lead 14-7. We're back at Memorial Stadium in a moment.
Tonight's TV4 Game of the Week is sponsored in part by Horizon Chevrolet, 1540 West Ogden Avenue in Naperville. Call 357-6100. And by Brucker and Rickliff Brothers at 355-7770.
I'm Mark Kruger and Todd Kibbe back here at Naperville Central. 8:31 left to play as we seesaw back and forth, Todd. And just like we said at the top, this is going to be a close-scoring game, and it's been excitement city here at Memorial Stadium.
Well, it certainly has, and I guess Friday the 13th doesn't scare any of these kids a bit. They maybe scared a couple of the defensive coordinators on both sides here, but after that sluggish first quarter, if you will, both these squads have come out and just, turned up the juice a little bit here in the second quarter.
So Nolda. Justin McCarrans gets it across to the 28-yard line. We've been blessed with some exciting football, Todd. Last week, Oswego and Geneseo, the Panthers, with 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to take the come-from-behind victory. And, of course, we all knew tonight's game was going to be exciting.
Well, I think this is going to be a very exciting year for us, Mark. We're going to see some good squads. And, again, this game's just so early in the season, just gets us going. And again, last week we did see that great ball game, and Oswego pull it all together. But to have this game, the second game of our season out, third game of everyone else's, it's just great things are going to happen here from here on out for us.
Adam Palmer to the fullback, Dan Russell. Russell to the 37-yard line.
Russell was looking for that corner too. He just didn't have the speed as his counterpart on the other side, DJ Johnson, had there, but he was looking to turn that corner and move it up. He bounced it outside there to the right, and just couldn't get around the defender there, number 31, David Barrett. Barrett with the nice shoestring tackle.
Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Next week, we will be at Death Valley for Wabansie Valley as the Warriors take on East Aurora. Always exciting to be over there.
Oh.
Palmer, the misdirection. This is Ryan Fee, number 34. And there's about 5 Red Hawk defenders to bring him down right at about the first down mark.
Well, Sean Coltis came in with the blitz from his linebacker spot on that play, and he met the running back who didn't have the ball. But Palmer did a nice job of spinning around, getting it to his second option, picking up the first down. But Coltis came in and gave one of the running backs in the Husky backfield a hello and how do you do. Welcome to Memorial Stadium.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Palmer will take it himself. I'm not sure if that was drawn up on the chalkboard or not. A gain of about 3, though, on the play. 2nd down and 7.
Smentek with the stop. Number 64 there. Palmer's got to be getting a little tired. Every play he goes over and gets the call from Coach McEwen. It's got to take a little bit of additional effort to go all the way over there, but they're not shuttling in any players.
2nd down and 6. Adam Palmer, they're going to reverse it to McCarran.
Oh my gosh.
McCarran's on the far side, has got some room. He cuts back, 1st down for Naperville North at the 47-yard line.
He had an entire picket fence set up over there for him. And the only one to get it that had the opportunity to get him was G.J. Johnson. He had the quarterback and a couple of players out there. He should have bumped it outside. He could have had a lot more yards on that one, in my opinion, Mark. But he still had enough for the first down, all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Red Hawks. So, great play.
6:20 and counting.
Both these coaches pulling out the old trick bag tonight. We saw a fake punt for a touchdown, and early on in the second quarter here, a reverse.
Huskies driving in Red Hawk territory. And this is Kaiser, and he eludes a couple tackles inside the 30. Finally brought down at the 23-yard line. First down, Naperville North, but there is a flag down at the 44-yard line.
Huge play. Again, another huge run by Kaiser, but it's going to be brought back. It's against the Huskies. It's going to be holding called.
That's the second crucial holding call against this Husky offense, Dad.
Yeah. And again, Barrett was the one to drop Kaiser after a huge gain, but all for naught. Terrible holding call can get you every time.
Well, they spot it right at midfield, Ty, so it's going to be 1st and 14. Under 6 minutes to go. 14-7 in favor of Naperville Central.
That's a big boost for Coach Bungie and his Red Hawk defense, because again, the Huskies are just utilizing their offense, and the motion back is just killing them.
On 1st and 14, they give us to Fee, and he is met in the backfield. A loss of 2. Mike Svella, number 25, was there to greet him, and that time, that was the touchdown run, Ty. That time it didn't work.
That time it didn't work because Svella got some penetration. That's about the 3rd or 4th time that they've gotten some penetration off that defensive line. The other times that they've kind of snuffed the Huskies is when they send a linebacker. They've been sending Coop, and they also been sending Coltis. But that time, Svelta did a nice job of just snuffing up the middle, and there was no place for the back to go.
So the loss of 2, 2nd down and 16. Palmer under heavy pressure, and there's Svella once again. The 5'11", 220-pound senior was there to bring down Palmer.
Svella and Smentek, again, we've mentioned his name a couple of times, but they're now getting penetration. There's Svella with the first contact, and then Smentek just does up the dishes right there at the end.
So this will bring up a 3rd down and 19 for Naperville North.
Wow, after that big run, that penalty, very costly, Mark, very costly.
Now a whistle by the officials. Players down there tying his shoe. Ryan Richards, I believe. Third and 19 Huskies. Adam Palmer again under heavy pressure, and he is wrapped up. This time it's number 40.
Nick Fenn. Nick Fenn coming in. He was the 5th defensive back, and they sent one of them as opposed to having that nickel package in the back. Here comes Fenn, and there's no place for Palmer to run. I think they found a way to maybe slow down his offense a little bit. They got 4th and 34. What's your call on that one, Mark?
I think you bring in Dan Russell and you punt the ball.
I tend to agree.
So Naperville Central should have decent field position here. Pretty decent punt by Russell. They'll let it roll. A central bounce, and it's going to come back to about the 49-yard line. So Naperville Central with excellent field position here. 3:28 to go first half, and this Central crowd certainly liking the defensive effort by Central.
Well, they've got to be careful on those punts, Mark, because that ball, once it leaves Russell's foot, it's been bouncing some funny ways tonight, and it almost hit Mike Mamoon down here, and his coach grabbed him as soon as he got off the field and said, hey, you got to keep your head up on those.
1st and 10. Chirimbolo up the middle, no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Naperville Central. Should remind you that tonight's TV4 game is sponsored in part by Adamo's Italian Catering. They offer a wide variety of foods: pasta, appetizers, salads, meats, desserts. 1550 North Route 59 in the Pebblewood Plaza in Naperville. They also cater corporate events as well. That's Adamo's Italian Catering in Naperville. Second down and 10, under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Pearson, I formation. They'll give it to Johnson, and he's wrapped up hard there, Todd, by number 52, Tony Bartolotta, the 6'1" junior.
Yeah, Bartolotta was there just to snuff DJ Johnson. No place for him to go. Again, that was a pulling guard and tackle on that play. Didn't fool Bartolotta at all. And Johnson, he was just met right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So again, you don't want this field position to go awry. This is a pretty good spot.
Yeah, big play here. 3rd and 10 coming up on the 2-minute mark. Pearson, they delay it to DJ Johnson. He gets to the 45, and on the second effort, Todd, I believe he's going to get the first down. He may have tripped over that first down marker.
Well, I think he did a nice job getting around Brian Hahn there, but, I mean, you could read that one all the way. A 13-yard gain there for DJ, but he was just standing there waiting for Pearson to hand him the ball right up the gut, saw that it was a little bit congested in the middle, did a nice job of eluding one tackler there, and Hahn was the one who finally brought him down just inside just at about the 39-yard line of the Huskies.
John Adcock and Todd Grotbeck are the wideouts here to the near side. 1st and 10. Pearson, they'll keep it on the ground. This is Chirimbolo. Down to the 35-yard line. Under 2 minutes and counting.
Well, again, now's the time when you want to use a little bit of that clock. You don't want to hand it back over to the Huskies. If you're the Red Hawks, you certainly don't. 1:42 to play. Just good drive, put it together. Pearson's doing a nice job of moving the squad on this last drive.
Maloney and Tolbert are the wideouts. Pearson, and that pass is nearly picked off, intended for Grotbeck, and we've got a flag on the play.
Some of the Husky fans
in the Husky backfield, Todd.
Oh. Those fans can't be too happy with it if it's going to go against the Huskies. There's Pearson setting up, and it is going to be against Naperville North.
Defensive pass interference there, Todd, so it'll be a first down for Naperville Central. And I tell you, the story of this first half, the penalties and the turnovers for Naperville North.
Exactly. You can't make they're lucky they're only down 7. But if you look at it the other way, the way that Naperville North has been moving the ball, Central's got to be real happy that they're up at this particular point, because they've got to have the lion's share of the yardage here in this first half.
1st and 10 from the 20. This is Williams. And DJ will get it to about the 16-yard line, so he'll pick up 4 yards on the play.
Well, now you got to have good clock management if you're the Red Hawks. You've got a minute and 5 seconds left. So you've got to play within your means, stay calm, let your quarterback run the show.
2nd down and 6. Chirimbolo up the middle for a gain of about 3, and Central will see if they call a timeout here.
Yeah,
52 seconds.
As soon as Pearson turned around, saw the play was dead, he signaled for a timeout.
So a timeout on the field here, with Naperville Central leading it by a score of 14-7. With 50 seconds left to play in this first half. Certainly a well-played game, Todd. Could be at times, and at times some costly penalties and mistakes for Naperville North.
Well, the first 2 possessions, Naperville North gave the ball up. First on a long run by Kaiser, I believe it was. And Dave Barrett came up and smacked the ball away from him. DJ Johnson picked it up. Next time they got the ball back after 3 and out by the Red Hawks, the pass was intercepted. Palmer's pass was intercepted. So, and then Palmer lost the ball again in that first quarter. Things have kind of settled down since that point in time, and we've seen some explosive action going on in the second quarter. Again, a 56-yard fake punt by Grotbeck on a real gutsy call. But a lot of big plays here lately. And now Central has just got to, again, maintain composure. It's a little bit young squad out there on the offensive end for them. They've got to see if they can put it in the end zone and go up by 14 here.
Pearson to Grotbeck. Complete inside the 5. It'll be first and goal with 44 seconds to play. We'll take another look at it. Pearson finding his wideout, Grotbeck.
Well, that's how that young team, that junior quarterback, Pearson, doing a nice job hitting the senior Grotbeck out there. Again, they've been working on that all night. Beautiful play. He's out there. He got away from his defender. Number 42, Brian Hahn, had the responsibility of picking up Grotbeck, but he didn't. He kind of lost him, and nice pickup there.
First and goal from the 4. DJ Johnson will get to about the 2. Todd will bring up second down and goal with 34 seconds to play.
Again, a nice work by the Red Hawk offense here. They got the ball with under about a minute and a half to go, minute 40. And then they've done a nice job of getting it down. They were certainly helped out by that penalty in the defensive backfield, but they're doing a nice job here.
Second and goal. Pearson to the air. In the corner, it is complete. Touchdown to Kyle Lintner, number 43. A 4-yard touchdown strike from Pearson to Kyle Lintner. And Naperville Central goes up 13, looking to make it 14.
Pearson put it where nobody but Lintner could catch it. And that was a great catch by Lintner. He did a nice job coming off the bench. I don't think that's the first action he's seen tonight. But again, Pearson with just a phenomenal toss down there into the end zone, over the defender. Kick there by Nolda is good. So, but just a great testimony to this young squad on the offense for the Red Hawks.
So we'll take a break here with 11 seconds to play here in the first half. Naperville Central 21. The Huskies of Naperville North 7. We'll be back from Memorial Stadium right after this. Mark Kruger, Todd Kibbe back here at Naperville Central. Nolda getting ready to kick it off for Naperville Central. The Red Hawks leading it 21-7 with 11 seconds to play here in this first half. A squib kick taken at the 30-yard line. Big hit at the 35. David Barrett was there on the hit. Chris Connor picked it up. Return of 5 on the play. First and 10, Todd, from the 35 with 7 seconds to go. A little bit of a surprise, in your opinion, in this first half?
Well, I don't know. I was just trying to figure that out myself. I don't think it is, Mark, because you have to come in here. You're playing at Naperville Central, and they don't like to lose here. They don't like to lose to anybody, but they certainly don't like to lose here, and they certainly don't like to lose to the Huskies. So I wouldn't call it that big of a surprise because, again, both of these squads 1-1 coming into tonight's game. The Huskies had the benefit of the 15th spot in the polls, but again, I don't know how you could call either one of these two teams. You call it a surprise when you come onto the home field and the home team's up by 14 points.
Palmer aired it out there at the end, incomplete, and we are at halftime here at Naperville Central with the Red Hawks of Naperville Central leading it by 14.
7 over Naperville North.
Adam Palmer will be kicking off for Naperville North from the Huskies' 40-yard line.
We'll kick off to restart the game for Naperville North.
As we get set for our second half action.
And Barrett are deep for the Red Hawks.
Tolbert and Barrett are back deep for Naperville Central. And they'll let it go out of bounds, so Naperville Central will take over. Some extracurricular activity up at about the 25-yard line, but Naperville Central will take over here. First and 10 to begin second half action.
Well, that's the second time Adam Palmer's kickoff was gone out of bounds. And it gives the Red Hawks very good field position at the 35-yard line. Just a couple of quick stats. DJ Johnson in that first half, 9 carries, 84 yards, including that big 53-yard touchdown run. And Joe Cherambolo had 9 carries also, but wasn't as productive. He's doing the tough yards up front. 9 carries, 28 yards.
So the Red Hawks leading it by 14. They give to Chirimbolo up the middle for a gain of about 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8.
A couple other stats, Mark. Christian Pearson, the quarterback, has a pretty good evening going. 6 of 8, 47 yards and 1 touchdown. And his main receiver, 4 of those 8 receptions have gone to Todd Grotebeck for 39 yards, and not to mention Grotebeck's 56-yard fake punt for a touchdown. So he's played in a lot, or is factored into a lot of the offense tonight.
Nick Tolbert split wide here to the near side. Pearson hands off to Chirimbolo, and there is not much room there. The big hit by number 92, Kevin Hill.
Hill just, again, greeting the Red Hawk runner there with a vengeance. Hill goes.
Hits of the hit of the night, Todd.
Well, the Huskies have had the big hits, but they need to come up with some big offensive plays. They've kind of slowed down after that first, early on in that second quarter. They put it together, but
play action. Pearson over on the far side. Pass is complete. That's number 85.
That's Walter Bucky.
Walter Bucky for the first time we've seen his action tonight, the tight end junior.
One thing you've seen a lot of individuals on the Red Hawks in at the key positions. You've seen Bucky come up with a couple of passes. Grobeck's picked up a few. You've got Tolbert out there. Coach Bungie is mixing up his offensive schemes and his players, and it may be throwing the Huskies a little bit for a loop. They've probably seen some films keyed on the key players, and they're seeing different individuals in there tonight.
1st and 10 from the 46. Pearson hands off to Williams. Right at midfield. He is met by Brian Kaiser. Gain of about 5 yards on the plays. We take another look.
Well, I'm sure Coach McEwen has seen number 9 in the films, and that's DJ Johnson. Again, nice blocking, picking up 5 yards here. Johnson goes off that left side. Doesn't get touched until he gets into the deep into the backfield of the Huskies. So it looks like the end of the first half is kind of carrying forward for the offensive side of the ball for the Red Hawks.
Grotebeck goes in motion. Pearson will keep it himself. Gets just a little bit shy to the 45-yard line of Naperville North. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about a yard or 2.
Pearson must have saw something there that he liked. And again, he and the center, John Walters, have that code between the center and the quarterback that if he sees something, he can go at any point in time. Walters was snapping the ball and just hit whoever's in front of him. But he picked up 4 yards there, and that was a nice heads-up play by the junior quarterback.
3rd down and 2. It's Williams, and he's got the 1st down and more. That's actually DJ Johnson, I should say.
DJ Johnson, again, phenomenal running. That's got to put him over the 100-yard mark there, Mark. He was at 9 carries and 84 yards. So he's definitely over 100 yards tonight. Best of the year so far for DJ Johnson. And there again, he's not touched until Chapetta and Kaiser come up with the stick in the defensive backfield of the Huskies. So DJ Johnson getting a breather on this particular play, but doing a nice job here tonight for Coach Bungie.
1st and 10 for Naperville Central from the 34-yard line. This is Chirimbolo. We'll get to about the 32-yard line. Yeah, we mentioned at the top that DJ Johnson was going to have a big game carrying the ball. There you take a look at him. In the first game, Todd, against Conant, 12 carries for 88 yards in that 21-7 victory, but he has been the main horse for the Central offense here tonight.
Well, he sure has. I mean, he's been the go-to man tonight. Grotebeck has done the job on the receiving end. And Pearson's doing a nice job again of kind of calming down after that first kind of lackluster first quarter and put together a real good second quarter, and now at the beginning of this third and very important quarter for the Red Hawks.
2nd down and 8. Pearson to the air. Got some protection. Pass is deflected and incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
He was looking for Walter Bucky again. Bucky had found a little seam at about the 30-yard line, and Pearson just couldn't get him the ball. Looks like it was blocked down or knocked down there by a defender. Could have been 21 Chapetta or number 42 Brian Hahn.
3rd down and 8 situation here for Naperville Central. Just over 8 minutes to play in this opening drive of this 3rd quarter. Pearson, deep drop, a lot of time. To Grotback, complete to about the 15-yard line. It'll be a 1st down and 10. Pearson showing some patience, Todd, by a lot of time in that backfield.
A lot of composure by the junior, Christian Pearson. 6'1", 160, does a nice job, gets flushed out of the pocket, but has the vision to see Todd Grotback down there right at about the 16-yard line, enough for the 1st down. And again, this is kind of carrying over from the end of the first half, Mark. These guys are putting together a very nice drive. You've got to come up with some points here, and this is could really potentially put the Huskies in the hole.
Here's DJ Johnson looking for the corner. He gets around. Touchdown! For the 2nd time tonight, DJ Johnson scoring from 16 yards out. His 2nd touchdown of the night as we take another look at it here as Central goes up 27-7. DJ Johnson will take another look at it here.
It's just amazing. He gets around that corner, and that's just what he did on the long 53-yarder, and he just turned up the gas as he hit that corner. Nobody there could get the angle of pursuit on him, and he's in tonight for the 2nd time. And this is a huge boost, for this Red Hawk team.
Jason Nolda, the hold by Christian Pearson. It is good. So Naperville Central with 7 minutes and 58 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. It's the Red Hawks 28 and the Huskies 7. We'll be back. Kaiser and McCarron's back deep for Naperville North. And this is going to be McCarron's at his own 9-yard line. Across the 25, breaks it to the 40. Wrestled down at the 42-yard line. Ball is loose. Red Hawks say they have it, but I believe he was down.
The official called it down. The ground caused the fumble on that play. But again, that's the 2nd time Justin McCarron's has come up with a huge kickoff return after a Red Hawk touchdown. But Mark, the Red Hawks did a phenomenal job. They had the ball for the first 5 minutes of the second half, and just drove the ball down, put together a nice drive, and they've really put the Huskies in a deep hole here early on in this 3rd quarter.
32-yard return for McCarron's out to the 42-yard line. Palmer has it swatted down by Jason Nolda, the linebacker.
Nolda doing a nice job of getting rid of his blocker. He fights off the block of the tight end and does a nice job of getting his arms up, knocking that ball down. You might as well stick him up because, you got just as good an opportunity to knock it down as anything. Just a couple of quick stats for the Huskies. Again, doing a nice job on the ground. Ryan Fee, 5 carries for 68 yards, and Ryan Kaiser had 5 carries for 71 yards, but they've only been able to get it in the end zone 1 time. And all the stats in the world aren't going to get you, put the points up there for you.
2nd down and 10, Palmer to the air, complete. It'll be a 1st down for Naperville North. That was number 34, Ryan Fee, one of the captains on this Husky offense.
Well, he was smacked really hard there by Barrett and Johnson. Palmer does a nice job of getting the ball just over the outstretched hands of Jason Nolda there, and into number 34's belly, Ryan Fee. Fee with 13 yards, enough for the 1st down. Puts the ball at the 47-yard line of the Red Hawks.
1st and 10 for the Huskies. Palmer gives it to,
nice.
Is Dan Russell with some room, the fullback, down to the 27-yard line.
Russell did a smart thing. He saw where his defenders were. We've got DJ Johnson is down on the field.
That is not good for Naperville Central.
Not
so we take another look at it, Tom.
But he did a nice job right there. He moved off to his left, did it twice, and just found another 10 to 20 yards. DJ just got bumped right at the end of the play, Mark. It didn't even look like he was hit that hard, but it looks like he might have rolled a knee or an ankle or something right at the end of the play. He was in the picture, but he looks like he's in some serious pain right now.
Todd, just a reminder that tonight's TV4 Game of the Week is sponsored in part by Adamo's Italian Catering at 1550 North Route 59. There you see it, Unit 5A in the Pebblewood Plaza in Naperville. They offer a wide variety of foods, pasta, appetizers, salads, meats, desserts, and they also cater corporate events as well. $4.95 per person. Call Adamo's Italian Catering today. And it looks like Mr. Johnson is going to be okay.
Well, that's a good sign, and this central crowd is happy to see that. He's still hurting an awful lot. Give him a little bit of a breather, and he'll be back in that ball game. Can't keep him out of the Central North matchup on Friday the 13th. You see a full moon yet, Mark? I think it's hanging over the Husky huddle over there.
First and 10, the inside handoff to Ryan Fee. Gets inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Second down and 6 now for Naperville North as they trail by 3 touchdowns here.
This is definitely a crucial possession for the Huskies. They have got to put it in the end zone here, and they've got to do it relatively quickly. Again, coming in ranked 15th, they have the firepower to do it, but you come into Naperville Central and you got a tough row to hoe.
It's Ryan Fee again off the left side, brought down by Dan Kopp, a 6-foot junior, 190-pounder. We'll take another look at it here.
Well, again, that inside handoff, Fee coming from that wing spot, goes between the guard and the tackle on the left side. And again, the penetration wasn't there that time by the Red Hawks. So he picked up about 5, leaves about 3rd and 2 to go. Just stuck my head out the window here, Mark, and there are just people lined up all over the place. You would think that it was back in November when these two teams were playing for an opportunity to go downstate, but it's the 3rd week of the season.
Adam Palmer will keep it himself. He pitches it back now to Kaiser. Kaiser will get wrapped up inside the 20 to about the 19, and it's going to be awful close to a first down. Yeah, that ball game in the playoffs last year, Todd, I believe there were about over 10,000 people here. Not quite as much of a crowd as that ball game, but still, I'd say about 5,000 to 6,000. We'd take another look.
I definitely would too. And there again, Kaiser going off that left side, picked up 2. Looks like it's just enough for the first down. So they're inside the 20-yard line. They're now in the red zone. They've certainly got to put it in for a touchdown. I mean, the field goal will be, you need points, but you definitely need 7 here because you're down by 3 scores. And you're running out of time.
First and 10, Naperville North from the 18-yard line. Kaiser goes in motion. Palmer to the air. Now gets flushed out under some heavy pressure and finally brought down at about the 17-yard line. Lee Smenton was breathing down Palmer's neck there.
Yeah, Nick Lattis was the one who finally drug him down. I should watch what I say because last week we had a 3 touchdown display in the 4th quarter by Oswego, but here comes Palmer. Nice job there by the back. Smenton. But again, the scrambling ability that Palmer has almost broke free on that particular play.
So a pickup of 2, second down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The pitch to Kaiser. They reverse it to Justin McCarrans. He's got some blockers in front of him. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown on the reverse to Justin McCarans. A 16-yard strike, and that's exactly what Coach McEwen and the Huskies needed, Todd, to get back into this ball game.
It is definitely what they needed. They used that play a little bit earlier, and McCarran's got about a 20-yard gain, got clogged up on the outside. This time it works to perfection. Again, the quick handoff there to from Fee all the way around to McCarran's. Gets some nice blocking downfield, and nobody even touches him. Nobody lays a hand on him.
28-13 now, and Naperville North, Todd, will go for the 2-point conversion.
Well, this is the time you do it, because again, 2 scores plus this gets you out of that tie potential.
In the corner, it's good to McCarran's. So the 2-point conversion from Adam Palmer to Justin McCarron's, and it's a 28-15 ball game here with 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in this third quarter. We'll keep it here, Todd Kibbe, 28-15, and just like that, Todd, you know, we talked at the break, and we said, you know, who do we think is going to win? And we said, you know, you can never count anybody out, and Naperville North back in this ball game.
Well, again, the way that Central just came down and pretty much dominated the early part of this third quarter, but North coming right back, and again, in this game, you never know how it's going to end up on the scoreboard down there.
We'll take a timeout here. 4:34 to go. 28-15 in favor of Naperville Central. We'll be back.
Horizon Chevrolet cares about our community and keeping it safe. One of the ways...
Dustin Yarman made the hit on Tolbert at the 5-yard line, so that's where Naperville Central will take over. 1st and 10 from the 5 as they go up the middle for a gain of about 1 yard on the play, coming up on the 4-minute mark of this third quarter. So the Husky defense, they've got the Redhawks pinned. See if they can hold them here.
They've got the Redhawks pinned, and I was just about to say it was good to see number 9 back in there, DJ Johnson, but now he's asking for a breather. He's come off the field, so he may not be fully recovered from that injury that he took on the defensive end. But the Redhawks are pinned way back in their own end zone, near their own end zone. Got to be careful here.
Pearson airing it out over here to Grutbeck, and it's picked off at the 28-yard line by Ryan Kaiser, and just like that, the Huskies are within striking distance once again.
Well, as I was saying, you got to be careful when you're way down in your or near your own end zone. And Pearson just lofted that ball up over everybody, and Fee was the only one. I mean, he drew a bead on that from the 20-yard line. He ended up right at about the 30 with the ball in his hands. But again, those types of mistakes, you cannot afford to have those types of mistakes here in this big a ball game and give that momentum back to the Huskies, which it looks like they've taken after they scored the touchdown on McCarron's 16-yard TD and picked up the 2-point conversion.
1st and 10 from the 32. Palmer to air it out, and it is incomplete on the far side, a little bit short of Chris Canner. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Naperville North.
Well, the defense now has got to come up big for the Huskies. Their offense has done it. They let down a little bit there, and it could be attributed to the fact that Tolbert picked up the kickoff at about the 5-yard line and was just smothered on the kickoff, and he might have been better well served to let that ball roll in the end zone, start at the 20. That's all hearsay, but now the defense has got to come up big and make a play for the Redhawks and kind of take the momentum back away from the Huskies.
Here's Russell on the draw. Russell up the middle, he's got some room, he cuts to the right corner. Touchdown!
And that ain't gonna do it.
A 32-yard touchdown run from Dan Russell. And Todd, we mentioned when these two teams play, forget about the score. It comes down to it, it's going to be a ball game, and this one certainly is.
Well, they just had the ball, just scored a touchdown, and now Russell does the job, you know, on that quick handoff. Kind of a little fake back there in the backfield, but Russell, again, just arm tackles by the Redhawks, and now they are definitely back in this ball game. Oh,
Jeff Recht cannot hold Palmer. Recht trying to get on it. Naperville Central picks it up. Nobody can get a hold on it. McCarron's gets whipped around by Mike Svella. And we'll straighten everything out here.
I think that was probably one of the more exciting plays.
The score remains 28-21 in favor of Naperville Central, and they will take over. We'll see exactly where they spot it. We'll get everything straightened out after this break with 3:34 left to play here in the third. Central 28, Naperville North 21. Back to Memorial Stadium in a moment.
Tonight's TV4 Game of the Week is sponsored in part by Horizon Chevrolet, 1540 West Ogden Avenue in Naperville. Call 357-6100. And by Brucker and Rickliff Brothers at 355-7770.
All right, Mark Kruger and Todd Kibbe back here at Naperville Central. We have got ourselves a ball game here, 28-21 in favor of Naperville Central. Redhawks get to the 30-yard line. They will take over 1st and 10 with 3.5 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
Well, this is much better field position than the last time when the Redhawks had the ball back on the 5-yard line. They're now at the 30. They've got to maintain a little bit of time. They got to take some time off here. You know, they let the momentum swing back to the Huskies, and you know they've got to get this crowd back into it. They've kind of been silenced here. And again, this 6,000 people around watching this ball game. Most of them are wearing red tonight.
1st and 10 Redhawks. Christian Pearson handing it off to Chirambolo. And this Husky defense is pumped up, and the Husky crowd liking that effort by the defense.
Well, Kaiser did a nice job of stringing that particular play out. Nowhere for Chirambolo to go off that right side. No gain, so
again, we are certainly, Todd, seeing a momentum shift here in this second half favoring Naperville North. Second quarter was all Naperville Central. Pearson, and we're going to have a whistle and a flag on the play.
It's got to be a delay of game or a movement call. Motion call, excuse me.
The penalty, illegal
Procedure against Naperville Central. You know, Ted, next week, Naperville North travels to Traverse City, Michigan to take on a very, very tough Michigan ball club. Naperville Central, they will be back here at this field 1 week from tonight. It will be their homecoming against Glenbard East.
Both of these schools going out of state this year. I think the Redhawks go to Massillon over in Ohio later in the month of October. So with these schools expanding their roster.
Down in 15, Todd Pearson hits Grotback at the 30. And it looks like a fumble. The Huskies say they have it. The official is right there, and they give it to Naperville North. Well, the big guy, Mike Szymanski, was there. I'm not sure who picked it up.
I think Andy Cosentino was the one who picked it up. But again, Grotbeck had the ball long enough. He made the turn, lost it with the hit, and then it was picked up by, again, Pearson looking for his favorite target, number 82, down at the bottom of your screen. Had it jarred loose, and there was Cosentino right there. It was either Cosentino or one of the linebackers, I think Bartolotta. But again, costly turnovers.
Fee goes in motion. They pitch it to him. He'll get about a yard or two on the play. 2nd down and 8 now for Naperville North.
Mike Mamoon with the stick there. Again, 6 foot 210. Senior's not going to have anything to do with that on that particular play. Did a nice job of again wrapping him up, dragging down Kaiser. Or Fee, excuse me.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark of this third quarter. I tell you, we still got another 12 minutes of football to play here.
Wow, it's certainly been 3 quarters, hasn't it, Mark?
It sure has. They hand it off to Kaiser on a second effort. May have gotten a yard, and they turns it over. Kaiser turns it over. It looked like number 31 was there on the hit, Dave Barrett, as we'll take another look at it. So a costly turnover here for the Huskies.
Well, big hit there on Kaiser. I think Barrett came in 31 and jarred the ball loose, but I couldn't see who picked it
I
up.
think 64, Elise Smentek may have gotten a big pull on it.
Well, that's a huge, huge swing for the Redhawks. They needed something going their way, because it looked like everything was falling apart there.
Big turnover. So now Chirambolo, the Red Hawk running back, will keep it on the ground. Get to the 34. Gain of a couple.
Like Andy Lukovsky, number 38, in there on the stop for the Huskies. But it's very important, again, for this very young squad who looks so good, this Red Hawks squad offensively, to put together a drive here. 1:20 remaining in the third quarter. They need to pick up at least one first down, give the defense a little bit of a breather, and get a little bit of their own confidence back.
Pearson rolling out.
There he is.
They'll air it out, wide open, and it is incomplete. Brian Owens, number 8, Todd, was wide open.
I think he was so surprised that he was so wide open, and the pass was right there. It looks like it hit him just a little bit. Looks like it hit him in the hands or just a little bit on his forearms. But there was a nice job rolling to his left, throwing back to his right. And there he was at the 25-yard line with nobody in front of him, Mark. That would have been a huge, this crowd would have erupted had Owens made that catch. And I see Mrs. Owens, which I would assume to be a mother down here, kind of holding her head, praying for her son.
A lot of game left to play. Just over a minute to go in the third. Pearson under heavy pressure, wrapped up by big number 32. For Naperville North, we'll get a name, or I should say a name on that. Rob Caranda, 6 foot, 185-pound junior, wrapping him up.
Well, Caranda just came clean through the line there. Did a nice job of pinning Pearson back at his 25-yard line. So
fourth down, McCarrans and Chapetta are back at the 35-yard line. This is going to be, Chapetta will let it roll, and it will end up at the 36-yard line, and that is where Naperville North will take over with 21 seconds to go in the third. Well, it's out there for both schools, Todd. Who wants it more? We are in for one heck of a fourth quarter.
Well, if it's anything like the second and third, we certainly are. 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, 3 in the third. Couple of 16-yard TDs, one by DJ Johnson, one by Justin McCarrans, and a 32-yard run by Dan Russell. Get us to 28-21 here as we end up the third quarter.
The inside handoff to Fee, and he gets gang tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain. He may have lost a yard on the play. 11 seconds. That may be the final play of this third quarter.
2nd and 10 at the 36.
And it will be the final play of this third quarter. So Naperville Central and Naperville North will go into the final 12 minutes of this DuPage Valley Conference opener, with the Red Hawks of Naperville Central leading it by 7, 28-21. We'll be back to Memorial Stadium right after this.
$631 goes to the winner. Ready to go to Washington.
Hey! Hey, mister. You drop this?
Maybe the last thing you would do for somebody
Have a good day, sir.
should be the first. A message from the Credit Union Foundation and your hometown credit union.
Along with Todd Kibbe, Mark Kruger back here at Memorial Stadium as we open up fourth quarter action. Naperville North, 2nd down and 10, trailing by 7. Palmer across the middle, intended for Kaiser. Incomplete. The coverage, Charles Turek.
Charles Turek defending.
Just a short, quick pass
3rd and 10.
by Palmer, trying to set up a little bit of a screen, but nothing doing by the Red Hawks, and Turek was right there to defend Kaiser.
So to bring up a 3rd down and 10 situation here for the Huskies at their own 36-yard line. Far side, you've got Johnson on McCarrans. Palmer looking for McCarrans, and it's thrown out of bounds. It'll bring up 4th down, and the Huskies will have to punt.
Well, McCarrans was over on the sideline, but that ball was way too high for him to pluck out, and he was right at the 1st down marker, so he was covered well by Johnson. Johnson doing a fine job tonight, going both ways. Kid's got to be tired. His shirt's completely soaked with sweat. But just doing a fine job. And again, offensively, over 100 yards tonight for DJ Johnson. I'm sure he wants to get back in there and do a little bit on the offensive end. He's been out there defensively for quite some time here.
Dan Russell back to punt for the Huskies from his own 20. Low snap, but he gets it away. A low spiral kick, and they'll let it bounce. Central will take over at its own 48-yard line with 11 minutes and 41 seconds to play. And see if Coach Bungie wants to run some clock, and if he can do that and score, he'll be in pretty good shape.
Well, their field position in the last 3 times has been the 5, the 30, and now their own 48. So it's progressively gotten better, and that's got to be a good thing if you're Coach Bungie. But now you've got to do something with it. You want to make a statement right here and put some more points on the board, kind of extend that lead and make it a 2-score game. Woo!
That was big, number 92, Kevin Hill, on the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
But then again, I think the Husky defense will have something to say about that. Watch number 92 just come and greet the running back right there at the line of scrimmage. Actually, Szymanski was in there too, so big hits.
2nd down and 10, Todd, from the 48-yard line. And the give is to Johnson. DJ, maybe a gain of maybe 1 on the play.
Bartolotta,
yeah, number 52. Tony Bartolotta was there on the stop.
That was just a great run. And again, DJ Johnson was not going to stop pumping. Bartolotta was not going to let him get any further, and it was just a matter of time before Bartolotta got a little bit more help from a couple of other Huskies to bring DJ Johnson down on that particular play, but he was churning for as much as he could get. Only picked up 1, but kind of the heart and soul of this squad tonight.
Adcock and Tolbert are your wideouts. Pearson rolling over here to the near side. The pass is incomplete, almost picked off.
Ryan Kaiser was right there, almost with 1 right in his lap.
Intended for Walter Bucky. So Naperville Central now 3 and out. We take another look.
Again, Grotbeck wasn't far enough downfield, so I don't think he was looking for him. Bucky was right there, just a little bit tall for him. But again, Kaiser was there at his knees, looking for that ball to fall right into his lap.
So McCarron's back deep for Naperville North. Line drive, kick. Chapetta gets wrapped up at the 15-yard line. Nice coverage downfield for Naperville Central.
Nothing but red shirts down there, Mark. Jason Nolda and number 47, Charles Verdoni, down there to make the stop right at the 15. So seen a little bit of battle of the punts now here. Maybe both of these teams are running out of gas after expending quite a bit of energy offensively in the second and third quarters. But the Huskies certainly have their work cut out for them. They got 10 minutes and 13 seconds to get it done, but they need 1 more score to bring it to at least tie this game.
And this is the fullback, Dan Russell, with some running room. Finally wrestled down at the close to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a Husky 1st down.
Ryan Richards with the stop, but it didn't look like anybody else on the Redhawks wanted to bring him down. Again, Russell, the unsung hero here. Again, he scored the last touchdown, 32-yard run with 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. But all 3 of the backs for the Huskies have been contributors tonight. Fee, Kaiser, and Russell.
1st down and 10 for Naperville North. They'll keep it on the ground. Russell, Lattis, Nick Lattis, number 45. The junior was there for the tackle.
Tackle by Smentic and Lattis.
This is a key possession right here, Mark, because there's enough time, depending upon what happens on this particular series, there's enough time for both squads to react. And if the Huskies go down and pick up a score, then it still gives the Redhawks enough time. But if the Redhawks stop them, they certainly need to make that statement now. And
Second down and 5. The inside handoff is to Kaiser, and he'll get wrapped up by number 34, Jason Nolda, the linebacker. It's going to be right at the first down mark. And
First
it will
down.
be Naperville North first down. Here it is.
Again, coming from that wing spot, slips a couple of tackles. Before Jason Nolda finally wraps him up right at about the 40-yard line. So again, we've seen this before early in the game. The Huskies have come out running the ball, running it well. Didn't come up with any points early on, and kind of put the pieces together later.
Palmer rolling out on the far side. Pass is complete to Ryan Fee, and Fee was hit out of bounds.
Barrett just put the old helmet to the chin and knocked the receiver out of bounds. But
another pretty big hit right here at the end.
Not until after he'd picked up about 9 yards. That was nice concentration by the Husky player to hang on to that ball too, because Barrett delivered a blow.
So second down, call it a yard at the 47-yard line for the Huskies. They pitch it to Ryan Fee. He's got the first down and more. Jason Nolda, the linebacker, was there on the initial hit. First down, Naperville North.
Nolda, Smentek. A lot of Redhawks in on that play, but it's after an 8-yard gain. You certainly don't like to see that if you're Coach Bungie. And again, you can almost tell who's going to get the ball on that option, because they're looking for it as soon as they go in motion. I mean, Fee on that particular play stuck his hands out there and was like, all right, it's my turn. I know that's part of it, but the Redhawks were doing fine by blitzing a little bit earlier. They may want to go back to that philosophy.
Kaiser in motion. The pitch is to Adam, or I should say Ryan Kaiser, off to the 30, inside the 20, touchdown! Ryan Kaiser, no flags, a 44-yard touchdown run by Ryan Kaiser. Oh my, and Naperville North is within 1 point of tying this game. Here's Kaiser.
Unbelievable. Again, he gets through the first pack and there's nobody out there. Kaiser puts on the afterburners and goes around the right side.
So if you're Coach Larry McEwen, Todd, do you go for the 1 point tie or the 2 point lead?
I think at this point in time, I don't know.
8:16 left to play.
I'm the conservative coach. I go for the tie.
Well, this is why Coach McEwen is getting the big bucks.
That's right.
He's going to go for the 2-point conversion and the lead here. Palmer over here to the corner. It's complete to Chris Connor, and Naperville North has taken a 1 point lead.
That's why I'm up here in the booth, man. Mark.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
A gutsy call by Coach Larry McEwen. Adam Palmer finds Chris Connor in the corner. And just like that, Naperville North loses 29-28. Just a little while there, Tom. 28-7.
Well, it sure was, Mark. That's why we play these games.
8:16 left to play. Naperville North 29, Naperville Central 28. We're back right after this.
Hi, my name is Lisa Aprati, and my mission is to inform you of a new Jones Intercable TV4 show called Channel Surfing with Lisa. It highlights the main attractions that are airing on the various channels that Jones Intercable offers. Look for Channel Surfing with Lisa on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Come on and catch the wave, only on TV4.
Hi everyone, I'm Tel Draper.
I'm Missy Girafita.
We're your hosts for Jones Intercable Connections, a brand new cable program geared towards helping you, our customer, get connected with all the latest information about your cable television service.
With each new show, we'll be bringing you the latest information from Jones Intercable's local cable systems. Everything from customer service tips to how to hook up your VCR to your cable TV to local community event coverage.
So get connected with Jones Intercable Connections. We'll see you then.
Big return by number 31, David Barrett of Naperville Central. takes it back to the 46-yard line. So 1st and 10, Naperville Central. And Todd, the Redhawks now have the wind to their backs here as they trail it by 1.
Well, they've got the wind to their backs, but they've got to get some of that momentum and some of the confidence back that they had going into that second quarter.
The pitch is to DJ Johnson. Johnson gets tackled at the 48-yard line, a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
With hard runs like that, that may get them that confidence back. They've got to get their ground game going to set up their pass. And again, this is be a perfect opportunity. You know, they were hitting the short passes off to the sidelines earlier. This would be an opportunity for maybe Grotbeck or Owens to maybe turn it up and look for the pass from Pearson.
They are both over here on the near side. Pearson will hand it off to Johnson. Johnson gets across midfield. Brought down by Kevin Hill. This will bring up 3rd down and call it 5. Ball right at midfield.
Well, the last 2 times, Mark, they've had the ball between the 45 and the 50-yard line, and they haven't had, or the last time they ended up punting. So they started off with terrible field position earlier in the 3rd quarter. The 5-yard line, they've progressively gotten better, but they haven't been able to do anything with it. They've gone 3 and out on a couple occasions, so they really need to put something together here.
Adcock and Grotbeck are wide to the near side here. They pitch it to DJ Johnson. Johnson gets brought down at the 49.
It's a two-way men, the meeting of the two-way men right there, Mark.
Ryan
Number
Fee,
34, yeah, 34, Ryan Fee just stood his ground. And DJ Johnson was looking for just 5 yards. That's all he was looking for. And Fee did a nice job keeping his feet and just meeting him. Great tackle there by Ryan Fee.
Well, Todd, if you remember in the first half, this was the play in which Grotbeck got the snap, ran for the touchdown. They're right in the middle of the field again.
They had they looked good on the short side of the field, but I don't think they're going to try it now.
They will not. They'll punt it away. Chapetta from his own 21. Gets brought down at the 26-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Naperville North. 6:03 remaining. And I'm sure Coach McEwen wants to keep the ball on the ground and inbounds. Keep the clock moving.
Keep it moving. That's the idea if you're the Huskies. And if you're the Redhawks, you want to start punching at that ball, see if you can knock it loose. Going to have an official's timeout here on the field. But if you are the Redhawks, you certainly want to start looking for those opportunities, making those opportunities happen for trying to jar the ball loose, trying to get some sort of turnover out of the Huskies.
Well, 1 week from tonight, we will be at Waubonsee Valley, Upstate 8 Conference action, East Aurora and Waubonsee Valley. Next time we come back here, Todd, should be a whale of a ball game also. Wheaton, Warrenville South on October 4th. The Tigers ranked 7th in the nation by USA Today.
Ball's down.
Ball is still loose. Picked up by Naperville Central. Is he in?
No, he got pushed out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Jason Nolda doing a phenomenal job of keeping his balance, scooping that ball up. But there's the break that they needed. Nolda comes up with the mishandled ball and there he is. Picks it up, goes down, tries to dive in, just missed the pylon. But it puts the Redhawks in phenomenal field position on the 4-yard line. It ain't over till it's over, Mark.
Wow. 5:54 left to play. 1st and goal, Redhawks from the 3. They trail it by 1.
Well, I think now you've got to keep it in the sure hands of DJ Johnson. He's gotten you down here before. Between he and Charambola.
Well, they give it to Johnson. Johnson diving over the end zone. Touchdown. DJ Johnson, his 3rd touchdown of the night, puts the Redhawks of Naperville Central up 34-29. We'll take another look at it. DJ Johnson from 3 yards out.
This is pure heart, Mark. I mean, he had no place to go in that offensive line. Went off to the left side, bounced it out to the right, maintained his balance, and just pushed his way over the end zone. Phenomenal run by DJ. He's just had a great night tonight, as you said. Over 100 yards, probably well over 150 maybe at this point. 3 touchdown runs from 4 yards out, from 16 yards out, and from 53 yards out. Just one whale of a game he's played, and he's been going both ways. So, I mean, not to take anything away from the rest of the team, but he's done a phenomenal job on the shoulders of number 9 tonight, DJ Johnson.
5 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. We'll keep it here with Central up 34-29. They're up 5, and we'll see if they go for the 1-point conversion or the 2-point conversion. That's, of course, what Central's talking about here. Tonight's TV4 game of the week between Central and North is sponsored by Adamo's Italian Catering at 1550 North Route 59, Unit 5A in the Pebblewood Plaza in Naperville. They offer a wide variety of foods, appetizers, pasta, salads, desserts. They also cater corporate events as well. $4.95 per person. Call for details. And Ted, you go for the 1 or you go for the 2 here?
Why are you asking me? Obviously, I do everything the coach doesn't do. You go for 2. You go for 2, so they have to do, I mean, they're going to have to get a touchdown anyhow to at least stay in the game.
Chirimbolo is the lone setback. Pearson goes to the air.
Got to be a flag. That's a late flag.
Brought back the intended receiver. Ryan Fee was all over him, and they're going to call the interference against the defense.
Yeah, that was, Fee was all over Grotbeck at that time.
So it'll be half the distance to the goal line. And we'll see if Central will keep the ball in the air or whether or not they'll go to DJ Johnson. I believe Johnson is in there. He is the tailback. Pearson gives to DJ, the dive over the top.
And over.
2-point conversion is good. So Naperville Central now leading it 36-29 with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the ball game. We'll take a timeout here. We'll see if Naperville North can come back. A whale of a ball game here at Memorial Stadium. Naperville Central 36. The Huskies with Naperville North 29. And we'll be back.
Horizon Chevrolet cares about our community and keeping it safe. One of the ways we show our concern is through our support of the Drug Abuse Resistance Education, or DARE program. We believe that DARE's goals of preventing adolescent substance abuse is an important one. In fact, at Horizon Chevrolet, we think that keeping kids off drugs is the best deal that anyone can make. If you'd like to do your part to help the kids say no to drugs, call Sergeant Elizabeth Bantner at 630-305-5473.
Stadium. Hope you're enjoying this DuPage Valley Conference opener. Naperville Central and Naperville North here on Jones Intercable. 36-29 in favor of Naperville Central. And Todd, the Huskies have 5 minutes and 50 seconds to possibly tie this one up.
Plenty of time remaining in this ball game, Mark. 5 minutes, as you said, 5 minutes and 50 seconds. And the way their offense has been clicking, they've been on all cylinders here. 3 touchdowns in the second half. Done a nice job of bringing themselves back into this ball game, but the turnovers.
McCarron's dropped it at about his own 10, and we got a flag as McCarron's gets forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Flag is back at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, a couple of flags. It looks like a couple of one maybe personal foul and maybe a clipping or a blocking below the waist on the return.
Looks like it's going to be against Naperville North.
Yeah. I want to make a comment when we look down the scoring chart here in a minute, Mark. It is clipping and a personal foul against the Red Hawks. So that doesn't bode well. But as you look down, you see a 56-yard run. You see a 16-yard run, a 53-yard run. Now this is both teams. You see one pass for a touchdown. A 16-yard TD run, a 16-yard TD run, 32, 44, and 4-yard. You think at a Naperville North and a Naperville Central football game, you'd see a lot of passing, wouldn't you? I mean, normally you would. Last year we saw the two quarterbacks who are now Division I players in their own right moved on to the two quarterbacks, the big rivalry there last year. But this year it's been it's certainly been done on the ground. DJ Johnson, 3 TDs. Kaiser, Russell, and Fee, the entire backfield, all with a touchdown tonight. Just a well-played game offensively, and the offensive linemen on both squads have got to be pretty proud of themselves in the way they're working.
This is the fullback, Dan Russell. Dan Russell will get about 4 up the middle, 2nd down and 6. You mentioned the two quarterbacks of a year ago, Lavery, who I believe is a redshirt at Illinois, and Kavanaugh, who is playing at Wisconsin. So you mentioned 2 D1 quarterbacks, and maybe not the talent of an Adam Palmer or a Christian Pearson, but they're really, both of those quarterbacks, Todd, are really staying within themselves and having a good ball game, both of them here tonight.
Well, they're both directing their offenses quite well. And I think, again, whoever has the ball last may win this game, Mark.
Palmer hands it off again to Dan Russell, the sure-handed one. Maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 situation, under 5 minutes to play.
It may come down to like a basketball game, Mark. Whoever's got the ball last may end up with the W. But obviously, you want to come out of here with a W because you don't want to go 1-2 in the 1-2 in the standings. One of these two teams is going to have to do that.
Ryan Kaiser goes in motion. He gets the pitch to the far side. He's not going to get the first down. Number 46 was there defensively, Ryan Richards.
Big stop for the Redhawks there. Richards came up big, and he followed Kaiser all the way across. Was kind of eyeballing Kaiser as he was making his move. Richards just hung out in the backfield, defensive backfield, and didn't let him get to that first down marker. So, whoa.
Big call here. 4th and 3 from the 26, under 4 minutes to play. Watch it unfold here. Adam Palmer will keep it himself under pressure and incomplete. He was under some very heavy pressure from Charles Turek, number 2. Pass intended for Ryan Kaiser, and he just couldn't get his feet set on.
Coach Bungie did a great job. He blitzed the linebacker he needed to. Kaiser was at about the 25-yard line. They needed to get to about the 30. So had he even completed the pass, it looked like it wouldn't have been enough for that first down. But a great job by number 2, Turek, of putting the pressure on Palmer and forcing that errant throw.
So now with 3 minutes, 43 seconds to play, the Redhawks 1st and 10 from the Husky 26-yard line. Johnson, they'll keep it on the ground, up the middle for maybe 2 yards. Clock continues to run, coming up on the 3:30 mark.
Well, this is key. You got to start again. Clock management now comes into play, especially on the Huskies side of the ball. They've got to come up with 3 quick stops, not let a first down happen if you're a Husky player, so they can try to get that ball back. They're going to be pinned way, or they may try a field goal at this particular juncture, but somehow you've got to get that ball back if you're on that Husky side of the line.
Chirimbolo and Johnson. They pitch it to Johnson. Johnson inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. Ryan Kaiser was there on the stop for the Huskies.
I think DJ is just cramping up. I think that's exact. He's just spent himself tonight, and it looks like he's trying to pull his toe so he can work out a cramp. He has just spent every ounce of energy he's had tonight, Mark, and it shows. He's definitely leaving it on the field.
Officials timeout as they take a look at DJ Johnson, the 5'10" 170-pound junior. 2 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the ball game. It's Naperville Central 36 and Naperville North 29. Other action, Todd, tonight. Wheaton Warrenville South is hosting Simeon. Wabanzi Valley is at Elgin. East Aurora is hosting Streamwood. Oswego, the Panthers, hosting Lamont, and West Aurora is hosting Libertyville.
Some good ball games in the Upstate 8 this week.
We'll have an Upstate 8 for you 1 week from tonight as we travel to Death Valley, Wabansie Valley, and East Aurora. Big 3rd and 1 call here for Naperville Central. Chirimbolo's a lone setback. Pearson will keep it himself, and it looks like he's got the first down. And Naperville Central, and I hate to say this, but they can perhaps just run the clock out here. Just over 2 minutes to play.
You're a braver man than I am, Mark. I'm not going to make those calls anymore.
Things happen.
I think I did that last week when Oswego was down with, what about a quarter to go? But I think you're safe saying that. Pearson did a nice job of letting the clock run down to just before they were going to get called, have a penalty called against them. Snapped the ball, took the ball for a 1-yard gain, picked up the yard. Now, again, it's going to be up to the Huskies to use their timeouts and try to stop the Red Hawks here from any other, to try to get the ball back.
1st and 10 from the 15. Chirimbolo has room up the middle. And I believe he's going to have the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 3.
Or if you're Coach Bungie, you run it right up the gut and you end up with with about an 18-yard gain, about a 16-yard gain down to the 2-yard line, and you put yourself in a pretty good position to just.
I think we're safe to say that if they score a touchdown, this one's over.
I don't know if I want to go out on that limb yet. No, I think you're right, though.
1st and goal from the 2, and before the snap, we've got a flag. Clock stops with 1:32 minutes remaining. See who the penalty is on here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Mark. These two teams certainly packed.
Oh boy.
Some excitement into 3 quarters. I mean, that first quarter, you couldn't have told me that these two teams, the same two teams, came out after the first quarter was over.
Penalty against the Huskies, so half the distance to the goal line. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1. And with DJ Johnson, who already has 3 touchdowns, he's going to have a couple opportunities here. Doesn't look well for the Huskies. We'll see if they give it to number 9 here for his 4th touchdown. Maybe Pearson will keep it himself. It is Pearson. And on the second effort, Pearson is in. A 1-yard touchdown plunge by Christian Pearson. And the Red Hawks have wrapped this one up. 42-29 with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play.
Well, again, just a phenomenal display by this young Red Hawks squad. They completely came out, dominated through the second quarter. And then as the momentum went back to Naperville North, they kept their composure. They got behind, kept their composure, came up with a big fumble recovery there. Jason Olda, who just missed the PAT.
Right.
But held it together. Coach Bungie did a nice job of holding it together, and they're going to walk away with the win tonight.
1 minute and 10 seconds left to play. We'll take a timeout from Memorial Stadium. Naperville Central 42, Naperville North 29, and we'll be back.
Our heating and air conditioning dealer is Dave Lennox.
Actually, that's Jim at Brooker and Rickliff Brothers.
People trust Dave to keep them comfortable.
Brooker and Rickliff Brothers.
It's not just that Dave has the best equipment.
This is Dave. I'm Jim.
He also passed that Lennox Quality Dealer Standards program.
Dave, Jim.
So if you've got a problem, call Dave.
Or call Brooker and Rickliff Brothers.
Lennox, 5,000 independent dealers, 100 years of service. One less thing to worry about.
Attaboy, Dave. Jim.
Back here at Memorial Stadium, another DuPage Valley Conference final. Glenbard East defeated Glenbard North 25-22. Right here, it's Naperville Central 42, Naperville North 29 with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining.
Jason Nova will kick off for the Red Hawks.
So Naperville North, we were talking a little bit about this earlier. The squib kick up the middle, taken by one of the up men and nailed at the 32-yard line. Naperville North will now go to 1-2 on the season. And we mentioned a tough trip to Traverse City, Michigan to play that tough ball game. They still have Wheaton-Warrenville South. But I believe didn't 4 DuPage Valley Conference team make the playoffs a year ago?
How many was that?
I think it was 4.
I think it was 4 too. And I would not count out the loser of this game. I mean, you couldn't count them out last year. Couldn't count them out 2 years ago. Both the squads got to the semifinal games, and each year one of these teams went downstate to represent the 6A.
Palmer will air it out. Pass incomplete.
One of the 6A participants in the final game. So
it's just hard to believe that a Naperville North or a Naperville Central team is 1-2 on the year, but
well, this is
a very
again
tough schedule.
Uncharacteristic of this Husky team. They've given up over 100 points now in 3 games. I mean, we said it earlier. They played a very tough Palatine team.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 in the state. They give up 48 points. Here they've given up 42. That's 90. You can't give up that many points and maintain that ranking and look to be better than 1 and 2.
Palmer gets wrapped up by Charles Turek.
Got a flag in the backfield too.
55 seconds to play. And Todd, with this Naperville Central victory, we'll take another look at it. The sack by Turek.
Coverage sack on that particular play, Mark. Defensive backfield did a nice job of covering their man, but a dead ball foul back on the defensive backfield against the Redhawks, so that's 15 yards.
Well, with the victory tonight here, Todd, Naperville Central will go to 2-1. They've got their homecoming game next week against Glenbard East.
I think
I'm sorry, Todd, to look ahead to that October 4th ball game, Wheaton-Warrenville South will be right here. And you think there'll be a couple people at that ball game?
I think there'll be a lot of people at that game, Mark. Actually, we did just get a score. Glenbard East did pick up a win tonight against Glenbard North, 25-22. So they're going to come in here with a full head of steam. It's not going to get any easier for these guys in the red tonight.
Palmer has it picked off by number 34, Nolda. And he's looking for the end zone.
What a run by Jason Nolda. Unbelievable.
A pick right at the line of scrimmage by the linebacker, Nolda. And he takes it in, and that is the icing on the cake right there.
Well, that was sheer willpower and guts on Jason Nolda's part. He batted the ball down. 1 player, 2, he almost loses 3, 4. And he almost carries one of the Huskies into the line. Now he's got to go out and kick the extra point too.
I was just gonna say, he's the kicker.
He's got to get that kicker shoe thing on, and he's got to put the tee down, and he's tired, and he's been out there all night. Unbelievable. 48 points. Unreal. Jason Nolda with just a heck of a play.
37 seconds left to play. Pearson on the hold. Nolda's extra point is good. 37 seconds left to play. Naperville Central by 20, 49-29. Score really not indicative of the type of ball game because Naperville North is leading by 1, and we're going to take a time out here as well. 37 seconds remaining. Redhawks by 20, and we'll be back.
Tonight's TV4 Game of the Week is sponsored in part by Horizon Chevrolet, 1540 West Ogden Avenue in Naperville. Call 357-6100. And by Brucker and Rickliff Brothers at 355-7770.
Mark Kruger inside Kibbe back here at Memorial Stadium. 37 seconds remaining. Excellent job for our staff, our producer director Lisa Aprati, Patrick Johnson, Mike Vester Fred Prigge, Barrett Anderson, and Robin Ford. Excellent job per usual. Also Brian Aprati down in the truck doing a fine job. Certainly glad to have you along here on Jones Intercable. And 1 week from tonight, we will be at Waubonsie Valley. Todd, 21 unanswered points, if I'm not mistaken. Naperville North was up 29-28.
Well, again, in the fourth quarter, at the 8:16 mark, it was a 1-point lead for Naperville North.
Ryan Fee on the far side gets dragged out of bounds at the 30-yard line. I should say Ryan Kaiser at the 30 with 31 seconds remaining.
When all looked lost for Naperville Central, again, early on in the fourth quarter, DJ Johnson comes up with his third touchdown of the evening, 4-yard TD run, and then the drive down to 1 minute and 10 seconds where Pearson just snuck the ball in on the 1-yard plunge, and then Nolda's exceptional 32-yard interception where he just rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, fumbling, and got all the way down and put it in for the touchdown, and then also kicked the extra point. I think there's your player of the game tonight. I'd be hard-pressed for not to give it to DJ Johnson, but Jason Nolda's done a phenomenal job.
Palmer, under heavy pressure, gets away from 3 Red Hawk tacklers, would-be tacklers, and this pass is picked off. Palmer just trying to do anything to get the ball downfield. The pass is picked off by Brian Clark. I tell you, Palmer has turned in a gutsy performance.
Oh, he sure has. You know, you can't say enough about the backfield and the entire offensive team for the Huskies. They've just done a great job. They just came up against a team that wanted it more, and I think it was. I mean, you see that here in the stat sheet. Central just they bent but didn't break, and they're going to come up with the win.
Well, they'll go down on one knee here, and that's going to be the ball game. We're going to have a flag, though. Pete Meyer, a senior, in for the snap.
Got to be a big win, though, if you're Coach Bungie and you come in and you're playing your arch rival. They're ranked number 15 in the state, kind of getting a little bit more press than you are, and come out and kind of put a whooping on them.
I tell you, we've had a couple of pretty exciting ball games this season so far. Oswego and Geneseo, and now Naperville Central and Naperville North.
I am never saying anyone's out of the game in the fourth quarter.
Never.
Again.
Seen some big fourth quarters this year. One more snap. Meyer will go down to his knee, and that'll be it. So the final score, the Red Hawks win it by 20. They move on. They are 2-1 on the year. They will host Glenbard East next week for their homecoming ball game. Naperville North 1-2. They will travel to Traverse City, Michigan next week. And Todd Kibbe, we talked a little bit earlier. The score is certainly not indicative of the way this game is played.
No, certainly not. And this Naperville Central Red Hawk squad certainly grew up tonight, though, I believe, Mark. I mean, there are a lot of seniors on this squad, on both of these squads, but they hadn't had an opportunity to